All right. All right, guys. So this is the weekly reflection. Okay. It is Sunday, the 25th of January, 2026. And I normally, every week, I do a weekly reflection. Every week, I reflect on my trade. Like I said, I'm going to try and do more videos of it, right? And post it up on YouTube. Okay. So, where did the week start? Monday. Okay, so the week started here at this point here and then ended at this level. Okay, and then you can see another week. All right. Right. So this was a whole week and the week before. Nothing was happening. All right. So this week, as you can see, I have um did my what do you call it? Uh my lines for the sideways movement to just kind of put it into more into perspective. This week was a good week, especially for gold and silver. And you can see here the market tried to push itself down on Friday, and then bulls bought up this level here, and then the market turned green. Everything is above the moving averages. All the candles are above the moving averages on the 4 hourly. So that tells me I'm looking for a buy trade. I am not looking for any sell trades at this point, unless the moving average changes um, that the position, right? So we have the 20, the 50, and the 200. Actually, the 21, the 50, and the 200, yeah? And they're all here. 21, 50, 200. I like to color code them. The 200 is green, 50 is red, and the 21 is or 20 is blue. All right, cool. Now we have the sideways movements, right? And we had the breakout from the sideways movement. So this one, what am I doing? Okay. So this example is not the best example, right? And literally, I almost did not even take this trade. Okay, this is not the best example because you don't really have a V shape. You do have a downward movement and the immediate reversal on the next candle, right? Which is signifies a V shape. And if the market did not close on Friday here, then the candle would have continued at this level, and then you see the sideways movement here. But instead, we had the weekend here, and there's a lot happened over the weekend that caused the candle to start at this level, and we had the sideways movement above this pivot level here, which is fine. Also, from the breakout, we have a very strong breakout. The volume was a little bit high. It's not ideal, right? It's not ideal, but it was at a level. However, if the volume was like this, I wouldn't take the trade. Okay. So I kind of broke the rules of it. When you understand the strategy a bit more, you would understand you would be more confident in breaking the rules just a little bit. Okay. So the volume was okay. It was good. It wasn't the best, right? It wasn't the best, but it was cool. And the volume showed with this strong bullish candle. So what I did, took the trade, took the market up to this level, got out as it was coming down, and then I waited. Right? So that's the beginning of the trade. All right. Okay. This is the beginning of the trade. V-shaped sideways movement, entry on the breakout, take the market up or down. Right. Now, continuation trade. So you might have a stop loss, trading stop loss, and then the stop loss stomp you out at this level. Now, how do you get back into the trade? Here you go. You wait for the pullback, sideways movement, and then break out from the sideways movement. And as you can see here, this breakout had a very strong candle. So I re-entered at this level and took the market to here. So what day was this? Okay, Thursday, right? So I re-entered at this level and then took the market here, right? And I got out on Friday just before the market closed. I got out at 6 o'clock actually. So yeah, I got out at this level and this level. I didn't like this candle too much. The pullback was too long. The wick was too long, and it did not. Let's have a look at it much better. As you can see, the line here, it didn't close above these wicks here. So for me, I was a bit okay. I don't like that. I don't want to end up losing my trades, everything that I made here. It's Friday. The market is not really active on Friday. Um, and also the RSI was headed into um, the overbought territory. Okay. So I decided, okay, you know what? Let me get out. I did get out and the market continued up. Fine. It's fine. Yeah. It's either you get out here or the market continue down. You don't know what's going to happen next. Yeah. So that was for gold. So this week was very good for gold. Now let's have a look at silver. So silver's week started here. Okay. The week, um, so this particular trade here, is two examples I'll give you. So you have the V shape here, V shape here, sideways movement, but there was no breakout. There was actually a breakdown. Okay. Now, when there's a breakdown, for whatever reason, when the candle, you see that first green candle that brings you back into the range, right? So let's make that range here. Let's straighten it out. Right? Bring it back into the range, you can enter here, right? But unfortunately for me, I missed it. Yeah. And I missed it. And I saw another V-shaped pattern here, a bit of sideways movement and the breakout above the thing. Did I miss it or did I decide? I think I just, no. I didn't miss it. I decided not to take this trade simply because, what do you call it? The pivot line was here. It was too close to the pivot line and it was too close to this pivot line. So I said, let me wait. In trading, you have to be patient. Now, yes, I could have made a lot more money if I took the trade here, but at the same time, the market could have said, let me um, do another liquidity sweep to this level, and I would have lost a lot of money, right? So I decided, no, I'm not going to take it. Um, let's just wait and see what happens. And lo and behold, we did have another sideways movement. It wasn't the best either. It's not the best. Um, The sideways move was not the best. However, this candle was great. And this candle was so great that it broke through this pivot line and it broke through this pivot line. And have a look at the volume. Volume was amazing. Okay. Volume was absolutely amazing. So because of that, I took the trade. Now again, um, I didn't really break the rules on this one. I always like to have at least, you have the downward movement here and at least two green candles, then the sideways movement, and at least three candles moving sideways, right? At least. But on this one, we had this candle that showed a lot of momentum. It's a very strong candle, bullish candle, and it showed a lot of momentum. And there's a lot of volume behind it. So why not? It tells me that the market is looking to continue. Okay. So I took the trade here, took it up to this level, and I got out on Friday at 6 o'clock. No, I took it to this level here. So again, because it was 6 o'clock, the market is dying down. There's not a lot of momentum there. I should have continued. Why? Because this candle showed a lot of volume is still in the market, the same height as this one, right? So I should have actually stayed in and closed the day like this, but I didn't. Okay, I didn't. It's fine. So that was the week. It was a good week for gold, a good week for silver. And as you can see, the week has started is Sunday now at 11:45. The week has now started, and we see what the market has to offer. Now, for me, as you can see here, the RSI is at a all-time high. Not all-time high. It's at a high where it's overbought territory. So I am looking at um, what do you call it? The market coming down, pulling back, having a sideways movement, and then breakout again, and then I'll re-enter. So these are continuation trades. Where is it? And right, so this is continuation trade. So this is the pattern, the V-shaped pattern, sideways movement, breakout. You reach to a certain level, you see the market is looking to reverse, right? You have RSI is really overbought, overheated, right? So you know the market is going to pull back. You get out, right? Get out of the trade, wait for the market to pull back, and then this is the continuation trade here. This is the continuation trade where you have the pullback, sideways movement, and the breakout again. And if you see the volumes like this, go in, baby. Go in. Okay? Cool. The week is looking good. And again, you see here, same thing, V-shaped sideways movement, breakout, entry, take the market up. So imagine if you took the trade here on the 9th of January and you're still in the trade and you've taken it up. You use every precaution with your stop loss, take the market up. Yeah, you would have been doing very well. Yeah. So that's it for today. On the reflection of the week, platinum was a bit chaotic, right? I did lose some money on platinum because of this. So I see the V-shaped sideways movement, and I entered here. Now, silly me. Um, if you look at the volume is not high at all, not even close to being high, right? So that's why the market pulled back. And I don't know. I didn't look at the volume, and I started to see the market coming down, and I just quickly got out because after I took the trade, I realized, ah, shit, the fucking volume is not thing. So let me just stay just to see what happens. And you see what happened here. This is what happened here. But again, when the market comes down on you and it reverses back either in the sideways movement or above it, and it has high, this is a good um volume. It's not the best, it's not like this one, yeah, but it's good volume, right? You enter. This is your entry right here. So what I should have done was waited because the volume was just not high at all. And I would have should have entered here and taken the market up. You know, this one here you had the sideways movement, V shape, right? Um, it didn't really show the continuation trade, and because it didn't show the continuation trade, I did not um get back into this. I should have. You can see, um, Platinum did very well. Actually, did very well. Um, yeah, but I still had gold and silver. Yeah, I still had gold and silver too, which I made money on. So the money that I lost here made that back and then some. All right, cool. So that's it for this week reflection. Um, now what I normally do is I created my own group in Telegram. It's only me in that group, and I write down my mistake. So for this mistake here, I would write it down. I'd write it down and just say, you know what? I forgot to look at all the checklists, looking at the volume, the RSI, the moving averages. The volume is very important. And because I did not look into that volume, I lost the trade because of that mistake. What that do, it reinforces in my head that that was a mistake, and then it won't happen again. Right? It's less likely to happen again. You know what? We're not perfect. You know, you're gonna be distracted. I think I was excited because silver was going up, gold was going up, and then I see the pattern for platinum, and yes, let's go, let's do it. Yeah, if they're all going up, and then this is what happened. Well, it's okay. Normally I go in at a low trade, so I didn't lose a lot. I'm going at a low leverage, very, very, very low leverage once I go into my first trade, and then um, I gradually scale in. Okay, so I didn't lose a lot, um, and that's fine. It's okay. You're gonna lose, even if you're a pro, advanced trader, and things like that. You're gonna lose. You're gonna have some losing trades, and this is just one of them. And luckily, I had my stop loss. Luckily, I continued to analyze the market. Sorry, I continued to analyze the trade. So you don't just take a trade and move away and step away. You take the trade, right, and continue to analyze it. Go over it again. Did I miss anything? Did I, because sometimes, usually you're supposed to do that before you enter the trade. You're supposed to check things and go over things before you enter the trade, but sometimes you might miss it. And after you enter, you're like, hold on, I didn't check it. Ah, damn, the volume is too low. Hmm. Okay, let me see what happens. Right? I didn't want this to come all the way down here. I didn't know what the market was planning to do. It was, moving sideways, as you can see here. It was moving sideways. So it could have even come down to this level. So I had to quickly get out because I realized the mistake. Yeah. But I could have re-entered here. But because I've already entered in gold and silver, I said let me just focus on these two and forget about platinum for now. Yeah. Anyway, so that's it for this week reflection. Um, it was a good week. Um, so please comment, like, subscribe, and share this video if this video is helpful. If you have any questions, you can message me on Telegram at Train to Trade with Kev. Um, and I have some. This week, I'm going to get some tools that you can use for your trading. So journaling tools, templates, and taking notes templates that you can use. That's coming up this week in the next videos. Okay. So peace again. Subscribe for more if you like this comment content. Thank you.